friends. We got some loud music going on today. Thank you, Anthony Gasara, for bringing it up. Listen, I got to apologize. First thing we have, remember everybody deployed on Friday. It's a red day. I do have my red hat in the back. I do have my red microphone, so it's very important. But I do not have a red shirt on today, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. We have Jeremy Mitchell coming on today from Elevate Apparel and also Elevate Clinics. So, yeah, I just wanted to, shout out for that. But we do have a lot of red happening, as you can see. It's our color here at the 239, red and black. But, yeah, we have a great show. Friday Friends Day, we have, I'll tell you what, we got a huge lineup. We got the one and only Lois Bolin, who'll be on in just a second. We got Gian from Green Bites Cookies. He's just bringing some of that stuff in. We have Albert Bentley. If everybody remembers Albert Bentley from Immokalee High School, Miami Hurricane, and a wonderful, great NFL player for the Indianapolis Colts. He's going to be on with us as well. And we have, that's it, right? We got Lois, Albert, that's it. Jeremy. We got a lot of people today.
18 guests on today.
And then without further ado, let's go to the group here. We got everybody. Lois, Miss Lois.
Hello.
Patrick.
Morning.
In the house. And, so we're having a good time today. It's wonderful Friday. The weather's beautiful. I don't know about you, Lois. I don't know about you, Patrick, but getting around Naples, it's been pleasant.
It was great this morning.
Less cars on the road.
Yeah, a little less. By the way, I got my schmedium on. When I bought the shirt, I was like, should I get a large or should I get an XL? And I was like, all right, I'll get the smaller one, then I'll work hard to fit in it. But it didn't really kind of work out.
It did. It looks good.
Yeah, it's a little bit tight, but it's good. But we have a lot going on today. Patrick, open us up.
Yeah, we got a great show today. Got a lot of guests. Of course, the one and only Lois Bolin. Got my guy here from drawing a blank now.
Green Bites.
The delicious protein cookies. They taste good. They're good for you. Jeremy Mitchell coming on, and then ex-NFL starting running back, Miami Hurricanes.
What time is he coming on?
Albert's coming on at 9.
I think he rolls in at 9.
Yeah.
So, we got a great
show. Yeah.
Good.
I don't know if we're coming in on Facebook, though, but...
Facebook not coming in?
Not coming in.
We should be. Let's see why we're not coming in, or let's see if we can get on Facebook. That might kind of throw a little monkey wrench into our situation. Yeah, I think our computer's on over there or something. No,
it says you live coming in earlier.
Did we have it coming up on
Facebook?
We did. It says live now, but I don't see a video coming up.
Okay. If you could, just give the link to the YouTube channel, and that'll just bring them over there. So jump on YouTube if you're on YouTube. So just when you do on the front page, just put it on there, the YouTube channel. So let me see if I can figure out a way we can possibly
always moving parts.
We can always possibly. I don't want to finish this because if we finish it, it's gonna crank us backwards. So just do a little bit of moving part and tell everybody we're on YouTube. I can't
give it on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go there.
Or if you just type in www.239live.com, that'll be there as well. So
you guys are fancy.
But
trying to get out there.
It won't let me edit at this point.
Freaking Facebook always.
It might have been on this end too. So I mean, who knows?
That's okay.
It wasn't your fault. Don't ever say that.
We just got to get
roll through. We might not have as many comments today, but that's okay.
Yeah, we need comments. We need everybody jumping on. Get on there. But we have I'm getting a little bit of a background. I think it's Lois's phone.
Oh, my phone. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all right, Lois. Lois, you're getting it done. But let's go ahead and I know we've got a lot happening. Patrick, what do you have going on this weekend that's fun? Then we're going to get right over to Lois.
Well, we're going to go support our guy Drew Clark tonight, Drew Montez Clark, as an event at the Ritz. So we're going to do that, and then time with my daughter this weekend, and then Mother's Day. I'm going to go see Mom on Sunday.
Mother's Day,
big day, big weekend.
My mom lives away, but I was able to help her out, send her a little gift. And is that coming back up on?
It's YouTube.
YouTube, okay, make sure you're on YouTube.
Which I'm gonna cut.
And we got quite a few. We got quite a few people on right now on YouTube, so we're good. Just send that link over to them, and they should be able to find us. But Mother's Day's a big day. We're gonna do a lot. We have a great lunch planned for my lovely wife, and that's going to be a good thing, and her family. So we're looking forward to that. Lois, how about you? I know you got a lot going on. What you got? What are you doing for Mother's Day?
Well, you know, Mother's Day, all mothers get free ice cream at Royal Scoop.
Woo!
I have
Yeah.
the big
Wow.
page
shout out
ad
to
for that,
Matt.
and he's now got 5 locations. So, and
Wow.
I'll try to plug this in. As soon as you said that, I thought, oh yeah. And we're sure Mike's not here because he's busy making flowers for Mother's Day.
Oh, okay.
Mike Longo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael
Yeah,
Longo,
he's really busy.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get it plugged in? Are you okay? Are you good?
Well, I'm
Yeah.
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Jump on YouTube. If obviously if you're hearing me,
Yeah.
you're probably on one of the
Yeah.
two. But jump on YouTube.
Yeah.
Please tell your friends. Jump on YouTube, and we have a little bit of a. But what I want to do, I want to bring this up, and we're talking a little bit about it. Lois, you have a lot of today. This month, actually, not today. Today for me is kind of an interesting day because 39 years ago today, I went to Lackland Air Force Base in Texas to start my career as an airman
Wow.
in the United States Air Force.
39
May
years
9th,
ago.
and it's a funny.
How long ago?
39 years ago today, May
Whoa.
9th.
39 years
Yeah,
ago.
May 9th, yeah. So we kind of laugh a little bit about it because that day I used to say it all the time. When are you leaving? May 9th, May 9th, May 9th. But it was a big day for us.
So that was
Oh,
Reagan?
no
Reagan
kidding.
office?
Yeah, I think it was 1986.
Yeah, that was Reagan.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
Great year,
good
1986.
times. Yeah, because I remember over in Germany, that's when the Cold War kind of ended, and Reagan said, "Bring the wall down." And
89.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I know, but when I say I started, I was in the military
And then what?
in '86, and then when I was still in,
Yeah.
that's when, yeah.
Gotcha.
So, but one little thing I want to bring up, and this is very important. And the other day we had a little visitor that came around while we were doing our show, and we have our windows out here. And I brought this up while Lois is on here because I believe we might have an accomplice with here. Lois
in
might
on
be
this,
an
Lois?
accomplice with this. I'm not sure, but I'm going to go ahead and play this real quick. Let's see here.
I think we do have his description. Can we take that? Let's take his description.
This was in our parking lot, running around, and we think we know who it is. We think we know who it is, and
my brother.
Also, I do have a little bit more footage. Now, if you watch this, you can kind of get an eye on exactly what's happening. Yeah, there. Oh, wait, let me go ahead and rewind it because I want to play it from the beginning. But this is somebody driving a Ford Bronco. If you know who that might be,
It's not Patrick Dearborn.
please let us know who that is. It's not Patrick Dearborn. I have a really good suspect in this, and she's a very good friend of yours, Lois. So I'm not sure if you're
Okay.
if-
Well, I'm gonna text her and say we're gonna do duel.
she slipped a little bit.
She.
She-
Why does that camera say
Well, but I did say she's a
1997?
good friend.
Oh.
Well, the camera says 97 because that was just kind of what we had going that day. But
Might be some old footage you pulled.
yeah,
Hey,
From
let's
your
check out
police
the old
days, Tim.
footage. Yeah.
the police days. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this month is Armed Forces Appreciation Month and also public safety, law enforcement. Let's talk a little bit about what we got going on.
Okay, it's actually military
sorry.
appreciation
I better
month.
get it right. Yes.
And there are lots of activities going on around the country if you're listening from some other place other than the wonderful city of Naples. But Armed Forces Day is always a big day where we all gather together, and there are two things that are going on. No, one thing, sorry. Armed Forces Day at Aval, they always sponsor Armed Forces Appreciation Day with a nice lunch and a nice speaker. And the speaker is, read that for me, Tim.
Yeah, the speaker on this one is going to be, wow, that's a tough one to get to look out there and read that one. But that one's a tough one to see that one. Let me see here. I can see it. I'll get it for you in just a second.
Okay, I don't have it in front of me. I just have it up on the screen, and I should know his names.
No,
However,
it's
a fabulous time to get together with all our veterans, and you'll know a lot who will be there. And
yes, Marty Spears, Army Colonel with 37-year military service. So wow,
wow, and right.
pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, and I
long-
love their little. We honor veterans, which they do a fabulous job at Eval.
Yeah.
Jessica Stearns is one of their key people who meet
Yeah.
with those veterans who are transitioning out, and she's just a stud muffin.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And there's so many things, and we want to make sure we don't miss any because we do have the slide from Mission Barbecue that's going to come up a little bit later. What do we have here, Lois?
And this is a lot of veterans may not know, and this is, I don't know, Veterans Meet and Greet 2025, May 19th. I don't know if this is just for women. Chicky, if you can hear, I'm going to text her and say, get on YouTube. But the Freedom Waters takes veterans out on fishing, on the Naples Princess, on various and sundry things. So it's a great organization to tag into. Whether you're, even if you're a military mom or dad or wife or husband, whatever, it's a great organization to touch base with, and they get you out on the water for a little bit of respite from the challenges of the day-to-day.
No, it's great. And then if you get on the Naples Princess, that's always a great day, right?
Great time, yeah.
Great time on the Naples
I
Princess.
got engaged on Naples Princess.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
How'd that work out for you?
You know, I got a nice, beautiful daughter out of it.
Yes,
so
you do, and
it
everybody
actually
loves
worked
her.
out. Thank you.
That was a good job. Good
Thank
job.
you.
And this is a first. They have a nuclear jazz indoor pre-memorial.
Nuclear
Yeah,
jazz.
nuclear, as George W. would say. Concert with vocalist Deanna Mayo, Ohio, and it's at the. I think it's at the Naples Library, and that's terrible. Did I cut that off?
It may be. I think it's
On Central
the way
Avenue.
the way the flyer came out, yeah.
Yeah, it's on Central Avenue at the library, and it's from 2 to 3. So after you've had a nice little afternoon on next Wednesday, you can hop on down and hear a little bit of wonderful jazz. I'm sure it's great. I love those instruments. And I love this with Southwest Florida Veterans Alliance. We push this a lot because it's a way to keep your loved one in memorial. The Collier County Election Board has a page, and I'll put the link up in the comments later. But you can honor your veteran, your husband if they're still in the military. They have an online application, and you just need their picture and fill out the basic stuff. And what they do is they take these photographs on these nice towers, and then they take them around to schools, and they talk about the importance of voting and the importance of veterans in our life
And it's
what
very
they've done for our community and
very-
our country.
And it's a
and the
great
world.
way. The Supervisor of Elections Office does this great way to, memorialize. I know you were instrumental in getting my name up there,
I did.
Lois. I got to thank you so
I
much.
harassed you a lot.
Yeah, putting the paperwork in. Let's talk a little bit about Florence.
Miss Florence, and this is an example of I've used, because I've been doing this so long, I've gotten them to print up some posters, and we use those in the Christmas parade or July 4th parade, where we'll carry the signs around honoring our veterans. And this is Miss Florence Weinstein, who was the love of life for everybody in town that was involved in Veterans in Paradise and the Gulf Coast Florida Veterans and Friends, and certainly Southwest Florida Veterans and Alliance. She just was a little pistol. I think she made it to 100.
Wow.
And we just lost her. Yeah,
Wow.
like
God
last
bless
year.
her.
She
God
just
bless
is
her.
a wonderful spirit, and always involved in the Women's Veterans Council, always standing up for what's right. She was a little itty bitty thing, about not even 5 feet, I don't think. But she always wore that baseball cap. And who is this fella?
Look at this guy, Mr. Sharp here. Look at him.
And this is another example. This has been up there. You can see that says Jennifer Edwards up there, so that's been up there a while. But that was the day Wayne was shot down.
The same day.
Same day
Look
he
how
was getting
young
out of
Wayne
the plane.
is there. Wow.
Yeah, he's a baby.
He looks great. doesn't he?
Yeah, still got that same grin.
Yeah.
Still skinny as
Yeah.
ever. I could just slap him sometimes.
Yeah.
He eats like a little piggy, but then he stays the same weight. But here's another example, and they put up a special medal if you have a prisoner of war or a Purple Heart or something. They will put that up there. There's another example. I think we have another example of an individual.
Yep. And we got. I don't really want to
That's okay.
you know,
I just wanted
brag
people.
on this one. But
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, they
there I
start.
am.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Timmy G.
Timmy G is in the house.
Yeah, there I am, and
Yeah.
big thanks to Lois for making that happen, and
Yeah.
honored to be in that group of fine people.
Right.
Well, you're a fine
You're a
person,
fine,
sir.
upstanding. And you can see they began to change the format, but nonetheless, when you go to that site, and again, we will put the link up there, you can check out all the veterans that have been entered into the Wall of Fame from World War II, from World War I to World War II, went from 1945 to 1960, and then 2 other legacies after that. And you don't have to have your military picture. You can have your individual picture. That's okay. They don't want anybody to miss out because they can't find them in their uniform or their whatever. Did I send another one?
I think it used to be. I'm not sure. I'm going to put this up there. I think it's callyourvotes.org or .com. Either one.
I think it's .org.
Yeah, .org.
And
Call your votes, and then you just look for the military there.
And go for Vote Honor of a Veteran, and then there's an online application, and you send that in with photograph. Hey.
Lois is doing the shout out. We actually thanks for jumping on YouTube because we're filled up right now.
Yeah,
we got a lot of people jumping
on.
on.
Good.
Yeah, so we're not just talking to the wall, but
just
please comment. Please let us know you're on.
A lot of people don't have YouTube accounts, so they can't comment. So
okay.
So that kind of holds them back a little bit. But we got quite a bit of people in here, so that's
what happens is we program it to shoot up on Facebook and YouTube, and if it for whatever reason, if there's a glitch and it doesn't connect, then we're stuck with hopefully one of them. So we got YouTube too.
Yeah, we got YouTube.
That's good.
Cool.
That's
cool
always
beans.
good. That's always good, and we're happy to do that. But yeah, so no, that's great, Lois. Tell us a little bit about some other things that are going on. I'm gonna revert back to the slide for Mission Barbecue because they are always wonderful to us.
Love Mission Barbecue, Joe, Beth,
Joe.
Yeah, they're just
Joey Mack,
always there for us. And I want to bring that up real quick.
I'm
going to send this to Joe. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Lois.
May 7th through May 13th is Public Service Recognition Week. That's under the heading of the Military Appreciation Month. So it's not really celebrated, but it's sometimes used to elevate the public about the contribution of government workers. So that's kind of a cool thing. And then, of course, we just had, hang on here.
Love Mission Barbecue. Great.
Yep,
What's your favorite thing at Mission Barbecue, Tim?
I like the
you get the platter.
I like the brisket.
The brisket,
the brisket's good, and they
lean or moist.
Moist.
Yeah,
definitely moist. Yeah, that's good.
Love the moist brisket.
Mission Barbecue's great, and everybody.
We got a peach cobbler right now. It's absolutely amazing.
Oh,
I'm a big dessert guy. I love their collard greens.
Yeah, collard greens.
Turkey.
Yep.
So,
collard greens are awesome. And one other thing, today is Military Spouse Appreciation Day.
Yes, May 9th.
Yeah, it's always the Friday before Mother's Day, which is this Sunday, and you could get us some really great eats from the gentleman that'll be coming up next.
Yeah, and I did actually, Pat put a couple slides in there, so I got to find it. But the military appreciation month.
Did I mess you up? I threw some slides in there this morning.
Sweet.
I'm just trying to find out where
navigate
we're at
through.
With the
okay.
Well, here we go.
How often do you go into Mission Barbecue, Lois? During the week? 2-3 times?
No.
No?
I would like to, but those collard greens don't agree with my waistline.
Collard greens are really good.
The collard greens, they are made the way. So collard greens once a month and a couple of times a month, maybe 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
And we met with Miss Beth down at Royal Palm Cemetery. We were discussing Wreaths Across America that will start. And we'll be helping with various other groups, the Civil Air Patrol, Gold Star Mothers, Blue Star Mothers, VFW 7721, where we get wreaths. And so we had that yesterday. So I had barbecue yesterday.
Oh, lucky you.
Just saying that. And so there you go, Military
Spouse
Appreciation Month. And we always like to include, of course, it is, yes, the service member does their duty and does it well, but it's also the home front that keeps them going, and which is the family and their businesses. So, but this dedication is to Military Spouse Appreciation Day. So all you military spouses out there, thank you for your service to the country and for keeping everything organized. And of course, during World War II, Appreciation Day for the home front workers was also Rosie the Riveter and all the other people that kept the nation growing and moving during that period of time.
Yeah, and like you said, the sacrifice at the family, and it's not even necessarily just the spouse, it's the spouse's parents, it's the kids, it's everybody involved for our military members. It's something that just cannot be left unsaid or unappreciated, which I know it's not, but it's good to definitely show that.
Yeah, of course it is. And you do forget. Yeah, so
such a big component of, why we do what we do. But so that's great. Lois, thank you so much for jumping
thank you
on.
for having me.
And I appreciate it. And I apologize we didn't get on Facebook, but it looks like we picked up all of our...
Well, that's okay. It'll pick up all the other stuff.
We don't hear as many people from YouTube, but...
And next week I want to talk about the museums.
What do you got? What'd you draw in there, Lois? Oh. So you had a drawing in there.
Well, Tim what's his name next to me, Pat, said, "Oh, look at this thing. How old is this?" And I thought, in case he decided to open it again, I would.
Look at that. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Very interesting.
Yeah.
So I won't show the public, but that was just.
Use your She says I'm number one.
Yeah, you're number one.
I'm number one.
There you go. There you go. Anyway, thanks for having me, guys. We will see you next week.
Thank you, Lois. You are wonderful. We appreciate you more than you know. And thank you so much. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
I'm going to wait and see about the cookies.
You got to try it. Definitely. Good. These things are amazing. John, come on up, and we appreciate you coming in. And I want to get a little camera shot of you with the handy cam. Look, we got the handy cam going. Can you turn the box around like that so we can kind of get a shot? We definitely want to show you. And listen, guys.
Whoa, these are socks for keeping you guys warm.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. We got 95-degree weather.
Maybe when we do the cold plunge, we can...
Lois, if there's anything in there that you would like to try.
Lois, you get first.
Actually, folks, I brought you some banana bread for everyone. This is for everyone, of course, but maybe you guys can find some, comfort zone on some banana bread. What is that stuff? These are protein butters. These are new. We are a local company here from Naples. We've been doing this for about...
No, you're good.
You're
good.
Come on up. And just real quick before you continue.
And I love your shirt.
So I'm live on Facebook, so I'm just going to let all the people know that they can come watch the full show on our YouTube page, 239 Live.
Absolutely.
So I just want to make sure, since we're down on Facebook, they can come over to
Yes.
YouTube. And
Yes,
look at this spread.
This stuff is amazing. And you know what's good about it? It's good for you, and it actually tastes fantastic.
Yes. It tastes amazing.
Oh, my God. Yeah. That's what I did.
Jump on YouTube, guys. You can watch the full show on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, 239live.com, 239live.com, or just search 239 Live on YouTube, and we're there.
We got rolls. We got cinnamon rolls. We got bars.
Whoa.
We got protein bars.
This is out of control.
And,
you had me on cinnamon rolls.
Before anything, thank you, 239 Live, for having me this morning. And definitely repping USA, guys. Thank you, Tim. I read a little bit about you before coming in, and I did saw on Google that you were Air Force.
Air Force, yes, Air Force. 39 years ago today, I went in the Air Force, Lackland Air Force Base. First couple of weeks weren't fun, but after that, it was all great times.
Awesome
from that.
Yeah. I'm a local from Naples now. I've been here for 16 years. And I work in a Bayfront Cafe, EJ's Bayfront Cafe.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I seen you.
Awesome.
I think I seen you there before. But actually, I met so many, high quality, veterans there, and that is one of the reasons that I'm here, because Naples support my business. And my business is here. It's called Green Bites. It's a local bakery. We're a nationwide bakery now. We don't do Canada, but we do all USA, all 50 states.
You don't do Canada?
We don't do Canada. It's too far. But
until it becomes a 51st state, then we can.
Hey, you never know. But let me tell you, from Hawaii all the way to Puerto Rico, all the way to Texas, out to Alaska, we have these Green Bites everywhere. And it's been beautiful 6 years. We have partners all over Naples. We're in Art of Coffee, Righty Mercado. We have him in Nutrition Lee, different gyms. We have him also in different chiropractors. places, a lot of hotels on Fort Myers, all over the area.
How'd you get started in it? Not to cut you off, but
man,
I really need to know, man. I need to know the good stuff.
To be honest, I was a chef since 18 years old. I was in the kitchen, washing dishes. Like I told you guys, I started in Bayfront. EJ's Bayfront Cafe. But from there, I went to Ruth Chris Steakhouse. I went to all over, United States, opening restaurants, traveling, learning, until I went to California, and I brought the vegan, the plant-based, the superfoods, pastries, right? And not only I try to make them healthy, but I try to add some protein to them. And my point is never, cut off, any preference on your diet, but just to bring that, sense of healthy for all of y'all, And I know, man, looking good there, man. I know you're taking care of you, man.
Elevate.
I know you
apparel on my medium.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my man knows. And through you go. You want to always, take care of the cravings and also take care of yourself, because you're the main character in this story. So, guys, if you're local and if you haven't tried this, first of all, man, let me get some for you, man. We are going to give a 30% discount with the code 239 live.
Love it.
It's on. So, ladies, come get it. Mother's Day is here. Or if you're a man and haven't got anything to your mommy, we got what you need, brother. This will keep them healthy. It will, keep the fun around, man. And also, that sense of, let's eat something sweet, man. End up the night good. You already know. Guys, thank you for inviting me.
Of course, man. Thank you for bringing these. Are delicious. Look at this. Reese's Pieces plant-based
protein butter.
I know. I mean, I'm sitting there going,
wait until you try it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like I said, I'm not trying to take over nothing good that you have in your diet. I'm trying to make it healthier. And, it tastes amazing. Yeah. So even the new guests, I seen this gentleman around Naples too. And I know he's pretty fit and probably tried green bites before. Two of them yesterday. So Naples, listen to me, man. You need to get fit. We got the right people. And thank you guys for inviting me, man.
No, hang for a second. We're going to have Jeremy on in just a second, but you can get these over at Pat's Place, over at Nutrition Elite.
Yes. You can.
Very important to know where we get these things.
Order this online, okay? Green Bites Go. Keep that flag there, man. Shining bright. Green Bites Go at com.
Let me get a little zoom in on you.
You can do
phenomenal.
You can do nationwide. You can do local. You can do stores.
Hold it up one more time. There you go.
USA.
And if the order's over $100, Timmy G will deliver it personally if you're in the Naples area. As an added bonus.
The Naples area would do that for you.
239live.com.
239 Live. Grab it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll drive it over.
Big order. Me and Timmy G will personally deliver it to your house.
Awesome.
Let me ask you this.
What a deal.
So if you make the order, what's the shelf? I mean, you keep it in your
shelf life is very, very long. We do not use any animal products. For example, instead of eggs, we substitute with flax seeds. We're just trying to, bring you guys more superfoods. But the shelf life is going to be over months. You can even freeze this and just warm it up on the oven. Don't worry about that. Just keep refrigerated. And we're all over Naples. Like I mentioned, the places, Narrative Coffee and Mercado. Are you on
239 Nutrition?
239 Nutrition. We were there.
Okay.
But they have some Herbalife, we were there, though. Pablo, man. Pablo's good guy.
I think these would go great.
They were sellers.
You know where these would go great? I'll tell you right now.
Where?
The new sweat houses.
Man. I love, personally, let me just talk about this.
This is new ones, the cold plunge.
Yep.
Yes, I seen it. Personally, man, I'm a little scared about those cold plunge, man. They're wild, man. Below zero, man.
Let me tell you, well, it's not below zero.
I'm like an iguana, man. I'll freeze, man. And
so I was
You're worried about shriveling.
I thought,
yeah, man.
I thought
respect.
Patrick Dearborn and Blake Becker were ridiculous with doing these cold plunges, and we did one.
Yeah, no,
and felt amazing.
Oh, you feel amazing. Oh, believe me. Yeah, I've been in Colorado myself. 5 a.m, walking outside with shorts, thinking I was gonna be okay in 40-degree weather. And man, cold plunge, I know it's gonna take me there. And
it's gonna take you where you need to
folks,
be.
respect, man. You guys are strong. But folks, yes. Thank you for having me again here, guys.
Anytime.
This is what I want to bring to Naples, and Naples have taken care of me since day one. So we are doing a lot of charity like you guys, and I love and respect that. We're gonna have a lot of charity on Stero. We're gonna be doing a kid project. Also here in Green Bites, we're gonna be doing a fest, a plant-based fest. It's not gonna be here in Naples, but it's gonna be in Cocoa.
You put your fingers over everything,
by
Pat. Don't
Florida.
worry about it, brother. I want this after you. Like
banana bread. Definitely
jacked it up with your fingers. And
there's other ones in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, folks. And let me just remind this.
Thanks for these guys.
239 Live. We'll give you 30% discount.
30% off. Mention 239 Live.
Yes, that's good.
Awesome.
Thank you, Gian. We really appreciate you.
Tim,
which one's your favorite?
To be honest,
what's the top 3 go-to?
3 top go-to. I like peanut butter. Okay, yep. I go peanut butter. The protein butters are very low on carb. So, ladies, I know you're always worrying about the carbs, but I like the carbs. I like the carbs. You old man know what I'm talking about. I like my carbs, but I like the new protein butters. New protein butters are delicious. Cinnamon rolls are delicious too.
I had the cinnamon roll.
Don't forget us little people when you get there.
No, my man.
Apparently, I can't touch
Actually,
them.
I'm here.
You guys
has
a knife. You have a knife here where I can cut up.
Puts lick on him so no one else can touch the.
I took a piece off.
Folks, cookie sandwiches. We got protein bars. We got cinnamon rolls. And we truly try to mimic the American favorites and just bring the good ingredients. We don't try to really take over nothing, but bring you guys that taste of sweet deliciousness that you need and love in your diet in a healthy way.
Awesome. Amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, all right. Well, we got a few more things. We got to pay our bills, Pat. We got a few commercials, and I just wanted to bring those up real quick. And we got the one and only Blake Becker.
Shout out to our show sponsors, Becker Custom Builders. Blake Becker and his team are always about luxury design, top-notch quality, and giving you the best experience imaginable. Becker Custom Builders are experts in building your dream kitchen, bathroom, or even making your outdoor kitchen area a reality. They will take your plain house and make it into a cozy, welcoming home. So if you're looking to upgrade your space, Becker Custom Builders is the only place to look. They've got you covered. Blake and his team have whipped up the studio in no time, and it's looking great. Remember, contact Becker Custom Builders.
Show is brought to you by Vanguard Partners, a consulting agency built for service-based business owners. If you've been giving away control of your success to marketing agencies, coaches, or even your accountant, it's time to take it back. Vanguard Partners was founded by Bryce, a business owner who owns 3 service-based companies himself. He'll teach you how to generate your own leads, create offers customers actually want, and manage your cash, percentages, and key performance indicators so you're not stuck guessing what's next. Visit Now Trade Money Biz Profit to book a free call and get your business back on track.
Hey, we're back. We have to pay the bills a little bit. Jeremy Mitchell in the house. Jeremy's responsible for keeping this body like it is. And hey, Jeremy, listen, I got the Elevate on.
I see that.
I know.
Looks absolutely amazing.
And I gotta confess, like when you buy these things, you're like, should I get the XL? Should I get the large? And you're like me, I'm like, I'm gonna go with the large because I'm gonna get myself into it. But it's kind of bulking out at the seams, you know.
I mean, it's made to really enhance your physique, and I mean, you know, looking at you right now, I was
hey,
like,
but you get like a sound profile, and it enhances the belly too. But you know, it is what it is. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Love it.
We appreciate
this is a really
it.
cool setup.
First time in the studio, right?
Yeah, first time here seeing this. Looks really good. I know Tim's been telling me all about it, and I have a busy schedule, and it's nice to be able to get in here and finally see how everything turned out. It looks amazing. So if you haven't seen the studio, come by and check it out.
Yeah, and this is the front half. So we have the whole second half in the back. When you're done, just take a peek in there. But it's kind of it's cool. That's where we do our podcasting. And if there's businesses out there that want to do podcasting, please get with us. This is amazing, right? This stuff is these things are good.
Oh, the green bites.
Yeah.
So you're
a customer already.
I can contest to this. Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, I bought a couple of them yesterday. It's a good alternative for if you have a sweet tooth and you're just trying to kind of fill that void. I mean, that's why I like it. I mean, I guess I should look a little bit further into the ingredients, but
it seems like it's all.
Yeah, everything looks natural. I don't know. I think they're delicious.
I think so too.
Yeah, no.
Everyone who's tried them has absolutely loved them.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, the ones that I've had are. I'm putting myself on here, but the ones that I've had actually are taste really good. It's because usually anything that is halfway decent for you. Now these got chocolate chips in them. They get some, they obviously they've got some, but usually things that taste good aren't usually great for you. Just in some cases.
My experience, yes.
In my experience, so
I come from a bodybuilding background, and I can tell you, if it tastes good, you don't need to be eating that. But these, like I said, unless you're just really trying to get extremely fit for a competition, I think this is a great alternative to, some sweets that are out there. So,
yeah. So listen, we got you here finally. I go to Elevate. I see you. We shake hands. We also got to get a podcast going together. Tell us a little bit about what you do, because you do a lot in Naples, not only business, but you're also involved with a lot of things. Everybody I know likes Jeremy, and you've been around for a while. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh man, so we could turn this into a 8-hour podcast.
Yeah, well, we got a little bit of time. We're putting everybody through quick, but it's good.
Well, basically, my story is I come from a small area in Arkansas, and background has definitely been in health and fitness. So I was working in a men's health clinic in Arkansas. I didn't actually know what a men's health clinic was before I started working there. And I saw the need for hormone replacement in men. I just took a love to it and started doing a deeper dive into it. I'm like, what do guys need testosterone for? Because that's primarily what we do is hormone replacement, testosterone for men. So if you're a guy out there who has low energy, increased fatigue throughout the day, say libido's low, you just don't feel like you're yourself anymore. That we're the kind of place that you would want to come to, and I know there's multiple options for people, but you just find a good spot that's best for you and, go get your hormone levels checked, because it can really change your life. Whenever I moved here, going on 9 years ago now, I actually thought the place would be saturated with clinics, and to my surprise, there was almost nothing. I mean, I'm not going to say that there wasn't anything, but there was little to no options, and even the science has changed a lot since then. It's a lot more acceptable. So it used to be kind of, whenever you thought about hormone replacement with people, it was kind of a hush hush. Nobody really wanted to talk about it.
Sure.
Now everyone seems to want to talk about it.
Like, you're the big, yeah.
It's like you're just in conversation with somebody, and next thing you know, you're like, oh, you're on it. Oh yeah, me too. So now it's becoming a lot more widely talked about, which, and I mean, works out good for me, because I mean, it's business, and I get to help people. Like, that's my passion. Is I love business, but first and foremost, I love helping people. I like finding an area where people could use improvement and work on that. So
I'm just checking this out, because Pat did have his paw on it a little bit. But no,
you better keep those things over there, because I'm going to start diving into those. I'm just
No, people are going nuts in the comments about the green bites. So again,
green bites.
239 Live gets you 30% off. 239 Live promo code.
Yeah, 239
Green bites cookies. Any order of $100 in the Naples area will be delivered personally by Timmy G.
Yeah, I'll take it out there. Yeah. And one thing I will tell you, Jeremy, is every time I go into your place, everybody's super professional, and we're fans of, you know, several other guys that do it. I happen to go to Elevate. You guys are very professional. You go in there, get in, get out quick. When you're there, we always have, you know, some quick words, and I see a lot of other guys go there, and gals, right? And yes, very professional, and you know, I know people that go there appreciate you and everything that goes on.
Well, we try to give honesty. It's if you need something, then I'm going to help, you know, let you know what you need. I'm not just trying to sell something to you. That's not what I do. My goal is for you to walk in however you feel, and then within some time, I want you to come back and tell me I changed your life. That's what I want, and to give you honesty. So if I know there's a lot of places people can go that will tell them, oh, you need this and this and this. They're just trying to sell you a product, and I don't want to do that. I want to sell you your youthful self. That's what I want.
Yeah, because the big thing for me when I, you know, first got on, because I was on the edge, you know, I was pretty good, not a problem, but you know, I was always kind of like, yeah, you know, I'm a big guy, I can do this myself, and
busting out of the seams now.
Yeah, busting out, you know, and like I said, I got stamina, you know, you always want to think that, but people, you know, what, 10, 15, 20 years ago didn't really do a lot of this because they didn't have the science behind it to do it.
They weren't well educated in the field, and there's still a very lack of education with a lot of old school practitioners that I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just saying they might not have been educated as well as they could have been in the field, or not doing their continuing education on staying up to date on what new medicines are. So I mean, it's not necessarily their fault.
Yeah, no, and I get that. So I guess, you know, people have that concern when you get in your 50s and your 60s. The good Lord above us has, you know, probably it's a way of saying, all right, it's your time to slow. But I know me being 58, I don't want to slow down for nothing.
And that's what we're here for. Who wants to slow down? Nobody, and you don't have to. That you don't have to accept that. And that's one thing that I hear is people come in, men and women come in their 40s, 50s, and they're like, I don't feel the same as I did. And I still have a very busy lifestyle, and I don't want to slow down. Okay, well, let's check some blood work and see where you could use some improvement. And then 3 months goes by, we get them started on a treatment, and they're like, oh, I finally feel like myself again. I'm like, and doing it, and most importantly, doing things in a safe manner, because there are risks to anything, any kind of medication. There's a risk. So whenever you're manipulating hormones, everything needs to be monitored so that we're doing things safely and you feel your best.
Well, you know, it's funny you say that too, Jeremy, because I know, and I'm sure you know, have had this many times. People have come in to do their blood work at your location, and they have found things that were off.
Absolutely.
And that led to them, you know, determine maybe they had prostate cancer, or they had.
So, yes.
So that's important, right?
Yep, that's super important. And that's generally with, like, well, as you go into prostate cancer, I can think of multiple times where there's certain markers that we can see, and it won't tell us that, oh, you definitely have prostate cancer, but it's a marker that it shoots up a red flag that, hey, you need to go get this looked at. And from there, yes, we have been able to catch a couple of cases of prostate cancer that maybe the urologist didn't see, or their primary care doctor didn't find early on.
Or they didn't test.
Yeah, or they didn't test.
Because a lot of people do that. They don't test.
Yeah.
You know.
And next thing you know, that these people are coming to us and saying, "Oh, thank you so much. We were able to catch this in time, and you could have potentially saved my life." So again, it's a very negative thing, but it's also rewarding in the same breath that we were able to catch something very early on. And I like to say, we're just doing our job, checking off all of our check boxes to make sure that we're doing things safely.
Yeah. If you have any questions, just please go ahead and put it on there. Meredith Carr goes, I guess I'm truly blessed with great genes. My doctor asked me if I was doing a program with hormone replacements because my numbers are abnormally high for my age.
There's certain things that you have to check. Yes, I don't know what numbers you're referring to. I mean, it could be testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, But in some cases, there could be PCOS, which can elevate testosterone in females. Again, I'm just speculating. I have no idea what your scenario is. I'm not diagnosing anything.
Right.
But there's so many different things, and we'd have to see what they're referring to.
Yeah, and we got a few people back. If you have questions, just throw them out there. Obviously, medical stuff and things like that, go to your doctor, because 239 is probably not going to give you the best, but we have the professionals. Anything else to add, Patrick? I know you are working with Jeff.
Yeah.
And great guy too, Jeff Delaney. And how's things?
Definitely seen improvement in energy.
Just want to say I like Jeff.
Yeah. Jeff Delaney T Clinics. Definitely noticed the benefits from an energy standpoint, mental standpoint.
How long from starting did you notice difference?
Probably 2 weeks.
Okay. And that's what some people come in within 1 week of being on treatment, and they say, I feel better in 1 week. I'm like, could be placebo. I don't think it usually works like that for most people, but who am I to tell you how you feel? I don't know. But on average, I would say three to 6 weeks.
Yeah. And, getting to the gym and eating properly also, ties in too. So I could do a better part in that, but I've definitely noticed.
But you got green bites now.
Yeah, we got a healthy way to go. Absolutely. So I'm good to go in the morning. Just got to cut back on the 7-Eleven coffee.
Yeah, I go with the black. Yeah, we got to go. I'm trying to. I think I got that video up here. Can I show this video of Patrick? And I got something for you too, Jeremy. Another one for you. I want to show this video.
I heard my brother might be one of your clients too.
Are you setting me up? I can't say that.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
You see that? I passed the test.
Patrick,
who's my brother?
Yeah. Patrick, be like, no. Let's go. Let's run this clip here with Patrick and see how he gets his coffee.
This is not an act.
No, it's not an act. This is
every more espresso in there. Rohan. So where's the sugar?
Yelling at the guy.
It's got 6 creamers out, 1 sugar. And then what you want to do is you want to get
This is this morning, by the way. Did you know?
And then finish it off.
What can you do with this guy, Jeremy?
Not much. Jeff Delaney's
You're glad he's over
this might require duct tape.
And this is not just for show.
It's
this is what you do every day.
It's going to be great.
Why?
A lot of flavor. No marshmallows. It's not a hot chocolate. But why not? Sophisticated taste palates.
This is dessert.
Dion, Blake, you guys don't know how to taste stuff properly. Built to eat gyro. How you doing?
The only thing better about that is if he was wearing an Elevate polo right there.
Oh no,
you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want that.
Check this out, Jeremy. This is a good one for you.
Yes,
my man.
Here we go.
This is it. We got to play this one.
Let me do what's going on with that shirt today.
I'm wearing Elevate apparel right here. Look at this. I'm with Rohan.
Look at Rohan likes it so much.
Look at 7-Eleven.
He's on his shirt, Rohan.
Got my medium on. Yeah. Looking good. We're going to have Jeremy Mitchell on today from Elevate Apparel. Good stuff. Fitwear.
Does he have any bigger sizes, or they all run small?
Fitwear. You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
We need to get Rohan an Elevate shirt.
Yeah.
Rohan, what's your favorite clothing company?
Huh?
Elevate Clothing.
What's your favorite?
Yeah, I like it.
Rohan, what's your favorite clothing company?
Elevate.
Elevate.
All right, he's got some customers. He's gonna go.
How much though?
So when you get a chance, go see Rohan and tell him, because he goes, "Are you going to put that on Instagram?" I sent it to India. I go, "Well, we need followers."
We're big India. There's only like 1 billion people in India, so we get the.
Is that the 7-Eleven at airport in Immokalee?
It is.
Yeah, I recognize him. I was like, I know
He's
that
there all
guy.
the time. Yeah,
I was like, does he ever sleep?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
And there's a rooster running around outside too, if you've ever seen it.
I have not seen that.
Yeah, there's a rooster.
Is that his pet?
I don't know. We go out there. There's people sleeping. Rohan,
roosters running around.
We get there. Rohan comes running out of the back.
Holding a banana.
I don't know. There's a lot of but he's such a good guy. Like he's always
hard worker.
He's always down for whatever.
Guy works 148 hours a week.
We did a Saturday event like around 5 o'clock on a Saturday. We're like, "Where's Rohan?" And he goes, "He works the night shift." I go, "I know. He works all the time.
Yeah,
every day.
Everyone knows Rohan."
We did. No, we better not say it on here, but we did ask him how many.
Yeah.
But he's such a good guy, and he goes along with it.
Great sport, hard worker. Arkansas, huh?
Yeah.
Razorbacks?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite
Pick Suey.
Oh, favorite Razorback basketball player?
Oh, gosh.
Of all
I'm going back, way back. Corliss Williamson.
I was going to say Big Nasty.
Yep.
Yeah. That was
all the way back, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Big Nasty. And was it Scotty Thurman?
Yep.
3-point. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was the 95.
40 Minutes of Hell.
Yeah.
That was their style of play. It was called 40 Minutes of Hell. They just pressed you, ran you. Yeah. Nolan, was it Nolan Richardson?
Yep.
Coach. Yeah. Did they go back to back? Arkansas? Yeah, I know they won at least one. I think they might have gone back to back.
I'll have to look that up. Yeah. I would like to say yes, but I can't say that.
Yeah, no. Big Bill Clinton guy?
Wait, is this
no, I'm kidding.
I was like,
no, I can't the gulp.
I would like to make it home.
Yeah. a lot of big names out of Arkansas politics, though.
Yeah, Arkansas. Yeah.
I had a nice place on the lake at Hot Springs. Right outside of Hot Springs there.
Nice,
yeah. Arkansas is a really cool place. I like
I feel like it's
it's
a hidden gem that not many people think of. And there's so many beautiful things in Arkansas. And there's a lot of wealth that comes out of Arkansas.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Walmart.
Yep.
Yeah, and Tyson.
Yep, Tyson.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Sharka, good morning, sunshine.
That's what
So say yesterday, not to cut you off, I'm sorry.
No.
We're just kind of reading something.
So yesterday, Sharka looks at me and says, Patrick, you are really weird. Number one, yes. Number two, I said unique. So just because I like to try, don't knock it till you try. I like, put different hot sauces on my food and different things, as Tim can attest to. Wonton soup on my chicken.
Yeah, there you go. Look at what Renato says.
Okay, I know,
Renato says
I need a cold plunge to wash it off. Are you a cold plunge guy?
No, I'm not. No? Actually, but I completely understand like the reasoning behind it.
And the benefits,
yep, 100%. I'm just, I moved here from Arkansas because I absolutely hate being cold.
Sure.
And it's freezing.
Get cold in Arkansas?
In the winter, yes.
Well, like in the 30s,
it does,
20s?
Man. It's 30s.
Absolutely, it's 20s, teens.
Yeah,
and
really.
So cold plunge, I might as well just move back to Arkansas.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, funny story, cold plunge. We did the, it was a fundraiser for where you jump into the freezing lake. I can't remember, but I absolutely
Polar Bear Challenge.
That's it, Polar Bear Plunge. I could not remember the name of it.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh, I did that. I let my friends talk me into that one time, and I wear gel in my hair. I just always have because my hair looks terrible without it. Anyways, we go do this Polar Bear Plunge. This lake is borderline. I can't believe it wasn't iced over. It was freezing cold, and there's a gravel walkway to go out into the lake. I have the most sensitive feet that you could ever imagine. It's terrible. You would never see me. I'm not one of those people that runs around anywhere without shoes on. Anyways, do the Polar Bear Plunge, gravel, and I run and plunge into this freezing lake, and I don't know how long I was in there. It felt like eternity, but it could have only been like 5 seconds. Who knows? Anyways, I get out, and I'm just freezing. Notice I look down, and somebody's like, hey, where's your sock? I'm like, I don't know. I can't feel my feet. My hair, I thought it had gel in it. It was icicles. I'm like, this is the most miserable thing. But I did feel amazing afterwards. So I'm like, so there is something to this.
Felt freaking phenomenal.
It's invigorating.
Yeah, it's just no doubt. The blood will rush into your internal organs, and then it goes back out to your extremities. So
just an unbelievable rush of energy, and I had it throughout most of the day too. It was like the equivalent of drinking like 4 espressos, but without the jitter. Literally, I mean, it felt amazing.
Yeah. If you want to rush, go jump into freezing water.
And speaking of which, we confirmed that May 23rd will be the second annual or part 2 cold plunge challenge at Studio 239.
Yeah,
we did one a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you saw it, courtesy of Sweat House and her guy Renato and Patrick Dearborn, who you're probably familiar with.
Yep, I know Patrick. He was one of the. I met him in my first year here, and I was like, man, this guy's like, he looks like he's straight out of a magazine. Who is this?
Or a comic book.
Yeah, he just has that look.
He's got that bromance with him, too, so it's good.
Yeah, you can put it up so I can say Patrick Dearborn.
Yeah, Patrick Dearborn.
Love Patrick Dearborn. Yeah. But he went underwater for a minute. Not only did he stay in there for over 10 minutes, he went underwater and held his breath for a minute. So
that's impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive.
We sometimes run a show here when our shows go. Can Pat
the hardest part of my Friday
show without mentioning the word or his
starting
name,
Patrick Dearborn?
Yeah, Patrick Dearborn, and he can't do it. He
I did one Friday. I think I
look at him. I mean, look at the guy.
Look at the guy. I mean, what's not to like about?
Patrick Dearborn's my fave.
Some people just got all.
I just don't want to touch his knee and other organs on his body. You know. What's up, D?
Good morning.
But yeah, so I don't know if you know this, Jeremy, but we play a game on here called Stump Pat Gyra, and it says music trivia.
But we're more.
Let's go
back to football.
Let's do a little football.
Back to basics.
And please, we're on YouTube today. We didn't get on Facebook for whatever reason. Kind of kicked us off. So if you know. And it's great because NFL players coming in a minute. Albert Bentley. So it's going to be really cool. I think he's driving around.
Trying to find
a place to park. So if you can name a football player that plays in the NFL from 1995 and up, and Patrick can go ahead and tell you what college he played for. So
preferably from like 95 to 2020. But
somebody who kind of played.
Yeah,
all right, I love football and I follow football.
I love
this. But all right, here's the problem: I'm trying to stump you. I feel like your football knowledge is a lot more than mine. So I'll do my 95 to current day,
like 2020, because I still watch football, but I was very active watching football, like 95 through 2020, 2021. Still do, but just
all right
from like 95.
All I got to do is name somebody.
Yeah,
Darren McFadden.
Arkansas. You can't go. You can't.
Too easy. That's. But if you and Albert Bentley in the house.
Albert Bentley went to the U.
Albert, we're gonna be ready. We'll be
Miami Hurricanes Hall of Famer.
Yeah, look at this,
Miami
man. We are
Hall of Fame.
Albert can jump in too, Albert.
Yeah, when we get Albert, let me see if Jeremy can stump me.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good. I'm just.
Go ahead. Keep him rolling.
Oh my gosh. I feel like you're going to know all of them.
But not perfect. It's hard to believe, I know, but...
all right, trying to stump you.
Random guy. What was your favorite NFL team?
Hold on.
Why do you got to look at
because my mug over there, I have a coffee mug over, and if you turn it sideways a little bit...
You're not a Patriots fan, are you?
Keep
better
going,
be a Pats
keep going.
fan.
Oh, there it is!
Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, even worse.
Oh, man. I knew I was going to catch
Troy Aikman.
Oh.
UCLA. First, he went to Oklahoma, though, and then he transferred to UCLA.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he started his career at Oklahoma. Fun fact.
I was just trying to throw Albert just because he walked in the middle. So
yeah. I'm sorry.
Pat Gyra is pretty knowledgeable about some things. We hate to admit it, but he is. So any NFL football player that played since 95 and today, he can tell you which college they played most of the time. And if you stump him,
you get.
We gotta bring this up because if you stump them, you actually
get a cool prize,
a really cool prize, and it's actually pretty cool.
Hold on one second. So you get a free shooting session at the Alamo, or you get a free shirt from their large gift shop or gift store. I mean, it's almost a store in itself.
Pretty
cool. Go ahead and ask the question again.
It's DK Metcalf.
Ole Miss.
All right, man, this is ridiculous.
keep
all right. I think all of it's hard to try to stump you because
it's happened though. It's definitely happened. You want to throw one out there?
Well, I usually throw them out there.
Let's throw a Patriot guy. Think of a Patriot guy from.
Let's. I know we talked about him yesterday. Adam Vinatieri.
He went to South Dakota. So you might have got me because it was South Dakota State or North Dakota State. One of the Dakotas.
I have to do a little bit of
it was one of the Dakotas.
Do a little bit of checking on that.
Yeah, one of the Dakotas.
I'm racking my brain right now.
Yeah, just throw out a random cowboy.
Oh,
think Dallas Cowboys, and preferably like the Super Bowl era.
Oh, okay.
Which is a long time ago. If you're a Cowboys fan, by the way.
I mean, it doesn't matter who I say. You're gonna know them. Emmitt Smith,
Florida.
Exactly. See, it doesn't. It just. It's easy. Michael Irving.
Where did Michael Irvin go to college, Mr. Bentley? The U. Miami, baby. Greatest college football program.
Where did he go to high school?
St. Thomas Aquinas, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yeah, he did. St. Thomas.
So bring this guy with me for
trivia night.
Yeah, trivia night. And
hey, anything else? Leave him at home.
Yeah.
Trivia night, football. He's there. Ask him. ask him. Something about a screwdriver and a hammer and a drill. Yeah, he
forget it.
Might as well
forget it.
Yeah, might as well forget it. Let's see if we get any comments coming
up. Pretty much. Grew up in East Hartford, but Naples since '93.
Okay.
Yeah, Lely High.
Lily. Yeah, real quick, we got a few things before we get Albert on. A couple things out there. We got a new pope in town.
American Pope.
It's first time in history.
That's crazy.
The Pope from Chicago, a little bit from Chicago,
Chi-town.
Roman Catholic, and then obviously Pope Leo. Do you know what those new Roman numerals are? That's a big quiz for today. XIV. Do you know what those? What it is?
Am I allowed to?
You can. What number?
That's the new Super Bowl logo. Talking football still, right?
Because Roman numerals, when they get up over 10, I'm like,
so I'm afraid to even take an attempt because I know I would catch heat if I'm wrong. They'd be, oh, this guy's an idiot.
No, it's hard.
I think most people.
I mean, I feel like it's 14.
Yeah, you got it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you got it. You hear me?
All right. Yeah, you hear
14.
that?
Yeah, and then Pope Francis makes him. He was actually elevated to a cardinal just a couple years
See how
ago.
you did
so
that?
they promoted him
Elevated.
pretty fast.
Yeah, I like
how you worked that in.
The
Elevated.
Pope promoted him pretty
Yeah.
fast. That was pretty
Oh,
good.
you dropped elevated.
Yeah, and we had the green bite cookies. Look at these cookies, though.
Freaking
man.
fantastic.
These things.
And
are
so
incredible.
if you order them now and you use the
should've put
promo
those
code
up.
239live, get 30% off.
239 live. Make sure you get on there and order. It's going to be good. We got a couple more of these. We've got we're going to put this up. We got Albert Bentley in just a minute.
Legend
Albert Bentley. He's going to be up there. He's over there getting ready, preparing for the show.
Love it.
We got a few slides of him.
Who's your favorite Dallas Cowboy of all time?
Ooh, of all time?
Of all time.
Roger.
No, that's before. Is there?
No, he said my time.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Jeremy. Appreciate that.
I'm sorry. Oh man, that is tough.
Top 3.
All right, I'm actually a huge fan of CeeDee Lamb. I mean,
he's good. Oklahoma.
Right, but did you hear what he did? How he adopted?
I did not. No.
No.
Mm-mm.
It was all right. I'm afraid to butcher this, but supposedly.
Allegedly.
That's how there was a baby that he found on the side of a road and ended up picking it up and adopting it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but I want to fact check that.
Yeah. Well, if it's on the internet, it's got to be
it's
true,
gotta
right?
be. Yeah.
Especially if it's on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
No, but see, heck of a receiver. So
Felix Jones,
because he went to Arkansas.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Played with
he
McFadden.
did great. Yes, absolutely. But he did
how
really
crazy
good.
is that? They had 2 first-round stud running backs.
Yeah.
That's where the Wildcat was born.
Yeah,
at Arkansas.
Poor McFadden. He went to the Raiders.
He went to the Raiders
and got just beat up.
Yeah, he had a couple pretty good years, but just didn't really pan out because his, going to the Raiders is career suicide basically. So
I was like,
a heck
all
of
right,
a player.
Like the defense knows the play. What's the play? McFadden's running the ball.
Yeah. Well, let me see if you can answer this one. So that University of Arkansas team had Darren McFadden, Felix Jones. They had a 3rd-string running back who had a better individual season in the NFL than any of those guys, which is hard to believe. So they had 3 NFL running backs on the roster, and this guy was 3rd-string, didn't play much in college, but actually had a better individual season than Darren McFadden or Felix Jones.
All my friends from Arkansas are going to hate me because they're all probably shouting it. I don't know.
Peyton Hillis.
Yeah, I didn't know that he had a better career.
Yeah, well, he had one phenomenal year and made the cover of Madden, which was crazy. Yeah. But he actually had a better individual season than either of those guys. And he was 3rd string. Yeah. Fun fact for the day, Tim. Dropping
good stuff.
Dropping more useless knowledge. Than,
but I like it. It's all good stuff.
I love
man.
that he knows all these facts about
and I give him a hard time because I know football fairly well. He tried to throw me off the other day. But not like that. I mean, and he's like a movie guy, trivia. Remember that line? I'll go, no, I don't really remember that one. Remember that movie? Yeah, I remember I heard it, but I don't really know.
Remember that Sopranos episode? No,
yeah,
really.
Whatever. Yeah, I'm like, and I always like to go back as I was in the military, serving my country, fighting and defending.
And I was watching TV.
And you was in Canada watching, getting all this trivia down or whatever. Yeah. And so But yeah, no.
You were too busy saving the country.
Yeah, I was too busy saving the Collier
Fair
County.
enough. When you put it in that perspective.
And going to college and, getting an education. But where did it get me? I'm standing right next to you right now. That's the most exciting thing I've ever.
Absolutely.
But Jeremy's here.
Yeah.
We got
a football legend.
in the house, yeah. Well, Jeremy, thank you so much, buddy. It's awesome having you on. Will you do us a promise? We promised to come back. And
I want to come back because I feel like
we didn't even get into your.
I know we
apparel.
didn't even get into anything.
Let's talk a little bit about the apparel.
How can they get the apparel?
Yeah.
All right, go on the website
awesome.
at shopelevategear.com, or if you like very unique printed polos that will enhance your physique. That's really how it came about. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm a big golfer. And I got tired of all the boring golf polos that I was always wearing. I like to be a little more eccentric.
ShopElevateGear.com.
Yes, sir. And
mention 239 Live, you get.
No, I was just about to say, use promo code 239 Live at checkout for a 15% discount.
Wow.
So
Lois Bolin just bought 120. So we're delivering.
That's awesome.
She just wrote in there. She just bought cookies.
The Green Bites? So we're delivering cookies.
We're delivering cookies either today or tomorrow or whenever.
Yeah. So if you really want to, if you're one of those guys that like to stand out, then definitely check out our apparel. I think we haven't had any complaints. We've been doing it for a few years now. Yeah, I mean, everybody usually buys one and then goes back on and orders either all of them or at least a couple more.
Yeah, they're great to have.
If very tough to get Larry Love to rock your clothing, and Larry Love wears Elevate.
Larry Love is basically, he is a model for us.
I mean, he's a model in some countries.
But Larry Love, loves to shine. He loves that man. He walks into a room, all eyes on him. And he knows that if he's got an Elevate polo on, not that he wouldn't already have eyes on him, but
it elevates him.
It really gets him elevated.
Who's the most famous person to come out of a Mockley?
Larry Love.
Larry Love, baby.
On the September cover issue. No disrespect, Albert. No disrespect, Edrin James, anyone else. But Larry Love.
In his own mind, Larry Love.
Well, my mind, my heart. And on the cover of September issue of Naples City Lifestyle.
I will say Larry Love loves you.
Yeah.
He's always talking about you.
Oh, I appreciate
that. So it's nice. I'm like, now I get to go back and go, I finally met him.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Renato says he needs a fitted shirt. Renato, you got to work on
you got to
work on your body a little. I'm saying this sarcastically. You got to work on your body a little bit to get like this.
Renato's
he's
ripped. I think he'd beat everyone in the push. He'll beat Patrick.
You're right. No, you're right.
I didn't say it.
Oh,
I didn't say the full name, but he would beat maybe not Drew Stewart, but
Renato can't get one of these shirts. Don't hook him up too much because every one of his Facebook posts he's got no shirt on. He's one of those.
Well, maybe get a shirt on the guy.
I have some friends like that.
He's one of those. Yeah.
It's like, they're shirtless again. Do you own a shirt?
Yeah.
Okay.
So real quick, one more time. How do they order the shirt? And then the 239 Live promo code gets them 15%.
That's correct.
And how do they get them?
The
shirts?
Online.
I put it
online.
They wouldn't go online. They come into our club.
Shop Elevate Gear.
Yes, we're actually in some clubhouses around the country, and we're in a really big. It's a place called the Golf Shop in Fort Myers. It's a very well known golf store there. They're probably I think they're the busiest one. That they've started carrying our line, and they say it's one of the best-selling brands that they have there now. They've actually kicked out. I don't want to use any brand names, but they've kicked out a very popular brand and to replace it with us.
All right,
go ahead. You can mention. No one watches. Who is it?
What is the brand?
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Okay.
We like to get a little controversy going there. No, all right. Well, the problem is we were going to put like window dressings up on our studio, and actually we have lights that come on, which we didn't even need them today because it's so bright. But we kind of like this because we had that crazy. Did you see the T-Rex? T-Rex that came by our office the other day?
No.
Let me go ahead and play this real quick. I just for those of you who haven't seen it, we are on the lookout for this T-Rex.
I think we're.
Speaking of T-Rexes, I just want to say something. Did you guys see where they cloned the dire wolf?
No.
All right. I know you just mentioned T-Rex.
No, I like it.
So, all right. So these dire wolves that have been extinct for 13,000 years, okay? Well, somehow scientists have taken DNA from however they acquired their DNA. I don't know. That's not me. But they acquired the DNA, combined it with, I guess, a modern-day wolf, and somehow have created a dire wolf that's been extinct for 13,000 years. I'm pretty sure
That's kind of scary.
That's the same process they did on Jurassic Park. So are they trying to say that they can create a dinosaur now?
Well,
probably we're probably headed that way.
That just, I don't know, something about you bringing up the T-Rex, that just
let's go.
That would be one way to end
this is what showed up in front of our office on.
Can we take that?
This is a live feed.
Oh, yeah, there it is. They've already done it.
Yeah.
This is the live feed right here. This thing popped up in front of our office the other day. So just so you know, it is out there.
So just FYI, anyone that wants to run up on Studio 239 and think they can get away, realize that Tim Jarrett is chief of operations, Collier County Sheriff's Office. You're not going to get away with it.
Yeah, we already have you identified. We have be on the lookout for this suspect, and they didn't come in. They didn't nothing. They didn't show their face. They came in front of the window. They turned around and took off. Yeah,
there might be a warrant.
You guys got a show, and I think there might be a warrant out. I think it's already out there, and whoever that T-Rex is, streakers are welcome. I mean, if you really want to do
depending.
that.
Depending the sex,
you have to pass it. Yeah, pass the test.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy, thank you so much, brother. It's always good to have you on, and I'll be over there today if you're going to be at the.
I'll be there.
Office, so,
and Tim just said, I don't mean to misquote you, but you just said if someone orders over X amount of shirts, that you'll deliver them too.
I'll deliver the shirts. I'll hand deliver the shirts. I got to go to Lois's house now.
Streaking.
We got these
shirts.
cookies.
I don't have a shirt.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah. Well,
I will take care of that.
Yeah.
I'll get Larry Love to get something.
Patrick will kind of do almost anything for a shirt. We won't go into those details, but he's pretty much almost anything for another day. Yeah, right. Exactly. Thank you so much, Jeremy. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Love it.
Awesome. Get to
Albert. Whenever you want to come on, we get
Mitch.
to come on up, Albert.
Legend.
The legend. Yes. Look at him. Looking all good.
AB.
He did write me a little bit earlier. Good to see you, Albert. Back in the day, it's been a while. You put headsets on and
you get settled.
Yeah,
have a good day.
We'll get you settled in. And on the microphones, you just talk up close to him, and then you'll.
I think he's done his fair share.
Can you hear us?
Yeah,
can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you fine now.
Okay.
Yeah, you're looking good. I'm going to bring you on camera. We got Albert
Bentley.
Look at this.
Miami Hurricanes Hall of Famer, a Mockley High School star, Indianapolis Colt, USFL. What am I leaving out, Mr. Bentley?
That's
Make
about
sure
it.
Talking about we want to hear what you have to say. We have a legend.
Yeah.
All right, before we go any further, I want to know the top 5 of Mockley High School athletes all time.
Oh, man. Well, I'm going to start with the running backs, I guess.
Okay.
Myself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Edrin. Javaris James.
Trying to think of some of the other kids.
Maybe J.C. Jackson. I know that was.
Oh, my God. Yeah, J.C. I can't believe I didn't think of J.C.
Brian Roll, maybe.
Yep. Brian. I mean, how many
we don't have to just do football, just athletes in general, because Fred Green comes to mind for top athletes. I don't know if Larry's watching, but I'm sure he's got a Pee Wee Jackson, I think was an incredible athlete as well. Eric Dobson, who's coming on the show next week.
Oh, man. Yeah. For that small town.
It's incredible.
The
talent in the NFL.
Yeah, football players.
Yeah.
It's like we call Miami, NFL U.
Yeah.
For putting guys into the NFL. And it's kind of the same with the Mockley.
For such a small
town.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty amazing. Talk about, so you went to University of Miami in the early 80s?
Correct, yeah.
Playing in, 239 Collier County at that time at Mockley High School. And I know you didn't get a lot of scholarship offers. In fact, I think you only got 1 or 2, but it probably was hard to get noticed because no one knew of Collier County in the late 70s. Yeah, Mockley, right, Collier County. So talk about playing in that era and how you were able to at least get notice.
Yeah, actually, I went to Miami on a partial academic scholarship. I wanted to be a marine biologist.
Okay.
And actually walked on the football team on a dare.
I saw that.
On a dare.
Yeah, I met a kid in the student union. We were shooting pool, and, we became friends and went to a couple of games. And we really weren't that good when I was, first at the U. And we got, blown out, and he was like, "Man, we should go help these guys." And I was
asking,
I was like, "What are you talking about? Let's go help these guys." He's like, "We should walk on and help them." I'm like, "What are you talking about walking on?" And he explained it to me. I was like, "No, I'm just here for academics." And then next week we go to another home game, and he starts the same scenario because we get blown out. And I'm like, "Dude, I already told you I'm not walking on." And he goes, "Oh, I see. You're afraid I'm going to make the team, and you're going to get cut, and you don't want to be embarrassed." I'm like, "Okay, let's walk on."
Let's walk on.
Let's go.
Crazy.
And the rest is history.
Which is incredible. Think about that. You go there on an academic scholarship. You get dared to walk on the team. You walk on the team. You make it. You get a scholarship. You end up being a leading rusher, I believe, your last season at University of Miami.
Yeah.
And then you have a long NFL career with the Indianapolis Colts and also get drafted in the USFL. That's an absolutely incredible story. Just shows with hard work and determination, just getting an opportunity, you can succeed. I mean, that's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that story, did you ever call your buddy back and say, "Hey, I'm in the NFL, I'm playing with the Colts"?
You probably wanted some tickets after, right?
He actually, once he got cut, he kind of like cut off our friendship. Once he got
for real?
Yeah, he just went, he just ghosted me for the rest of the time we were in school.
Yikes, a little jealousy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And Albert, talk to me. So you were at University of Miami early 80s, right? I don't know how often you've gone back since, but how the school team evolved from the early 80s, because I guess Jimmy Johnson probably kind of brought the swagger in, but it really started with Howard Schnellenberger and just how you saw it evolve into what became NFLU.
Yeah, it really happened organically. I wouldn't say any coach did it.
Right.
I would say like my senior year, our freshman class, they came with swagger. They were some of the top high school football players in the country.
Okay.
And I mean, they were straight out of high school, but they were a bunch of, badasses.
Yeah.
To be, completely clear about it. I mean, we would go against them. We got the first team going against the, second team or third team defense, and vice versa on the other end of the field. And it would, they were talking noise to the seniors and the, juniors.
Trash talking.
Oh, yeah,
So
they were trash talking freshmen. They were bad,
So basically that class kind of kicked off what would become Swagger U.
Absolutely.
NFL U.
Yep, absolutely.
So that what year would that be? 80?
It would be
83,
81,
82, 81?
Yeah.
So who was in that freshman
81.
class? Do you recall?
Alonzo Highsmith,
Alonzo
Melvin
Highsmith.
Bratton,
Okay.
Benny Blades.
Oh, Benny Blades. Yeah.
There were
Blades
a bunch
brothers.
Yeah, there were a bunch of them. And they really, they pushed us, and it made us the team, that won the national championship, because we really turned everything up a notch because of just how those kids. I mean, I remember one day, and they were, just talking noise, and I went in the huddle on the offense. This is like, second, third team defense, and they're talking noise.
Still talking trash to guys.
Right?
The first
So
one.
I go in the huddle. I go, "Look, you hear those kids?" I was like, "Let's turn it up." And literally, it was like game day on Saturday for practice. Coach had against our own guys. Coach had to stop practice. He literally
got too competitive.
Yeah, he stopped practice.
Someone would get hurt.
Yeah, exactly. For the day. That's how bad it was.
That's great.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Looking back at some of these pictures,
I used to have your football cards.
We got up here.
Tops cards and the MVP.
Look at, man, you got it squared away. You got the hair going on. You got all. Those are some good days, man. Look at those.
You look like Eric Dickerson.
In
the uniform.
Running back.
You played with Eric Dickerson, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Talk about that, because that's one of the greatest NFL running backs of all time.
Yeah, it was kind of a downer, but a gooder.
Yeah, right. Took away some playing time, obviously.
The year before, I was a starting running back when we made this big trade. We brought Dickerson in, and the first year he was there, we probably played about the same amount of time, like in 87.
And you caught a lot of passes out of the back. I mean, you had 44 catches one year, which back then for a running back is absolutely incredible, because back in the 80s, if you had, 20, 25 catches, that was a good year for you. And, to have 44 catches split in time is pretty impressive.
Yeah, that the next year, his second year there, I was kind of pushed to the back. I mainly did special teams that year. And then the following year, that's when they tried to get both of us on the field at the same time. And so I was more of a third down
back,
coming in on third down, trying to get first downs, catching a lot of passes.
You were one of the first third down backs, basically, in the NFL.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I led.
I remember watching the games.
The AFC in all-purpose yards that year because of all the pass catching that I did. A lot of that.
Impressive. Let me ask you the salary difference from now and then, because the average NFL running back, I think, even though they're one of the lowest paid guys now because the position almost became extinct till recently, but I think it's like if a guy gets franchised, it's like 18 or 19 million per season. Back in your day, what was
they're literally making more per game
than you made
per season.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe it.
Wow.
I believe it.
You know, I interviewed a kid yesterday, just a ninth grader out of Fort Myers for my podcast, because I have a lot of, kids that want to show their, dads that want to show their kids. And I love the kids. I coach at Naples and
Tim loved
all
the
that
kids.
stuff. And they said right now there's kids in high school that are in the NIL that are valued at $4 or $5 million before they even leave and go into college. I mean, I gotta say I got a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, what
with
do you
that,
think of that? It's like high school and college athletes now being able to earn money. I'm curious your thoughts on this. Because you did it the old-fashioned way. You had to walk on, earn playing time. Now guys are just getting paid before they even step foot on the college football field, and in some cases high school.
Yeah, initially I thought NIL was going to be bad for sports in general, and especially for college football, because I just assumed that the wealthiest schools were going to buy all the players. But what's actually happened is, like with me, right, at University of Miami, I mean, we had 6 running backs there that all played in the NFL at the same time. Like, all of us are there
crazy.
At the same time who had NFL careers. We waited our turn because it was worth it to wait your turn.
Right.
Whereas now, you can't stack them like that anymore because of the money. Because of the NIL. Because of the NFL, the NIL, you're going to get
portal and all.
Right. You got all these schools bidding for the players. So, you might have some obscure school that gets this top player because that player, they offer him enough money, $1 million a year or $2 million a year coming out of high school. I mean, what kid's going to turn that down?
Right.
I'm going to go play there. I'm a great player. I'm going to go play there. So it really, I think it's going to put more parity in college football and
but who won the national championship? Ohio State, who had the highest payroll. Ohio State. But also, too, I don't like, let's say a school like Ball State, for example, gets lucky or recruits really hard and finds a diamond in the rough. He goes there and has an unbelievable season. What happens? The next year, he's out. He's going to Ohio State or Michigan. He gets bought out. So, the smaller schools and the mid-majors really suffer. That's why I really appreciate that kid from Boise State. He had a chance to leave a couple times, and he stayed throughout his career at Boise State and paid off for him as a number 4 overall pick.
Right.
But, I definitely think it's a catch because college athletes definitely should get something. I don't want to hear, they get a free education from. Yeah, but they're also making millions, if not billions of dollars for the college. I feel like there should be some kind of at least trust put in for them when they're done playing and they get some of those funds.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that would be, initially I was thinking that too. And I didn't think it was, the other part that I don't think is fair is like the kids that are in the limelight. I mean, the running backs, the receivers, the quarterbacks. What about the linemen? What about those guys who don't score touchdowns?
Yeah.
They're not necessarily making as much because of that. So I thought a better idea would be to put it in a pool of money. And
well, you got to do like remember what, like if a NFL running back had an unbelievable season. Like I remember Emmitt Smith had a great season. What does he do? He buys Rolex for the offensive line. But so you got to take care of the guys up front that make you look good.
Yeah. Yep. Well, and I think mentally though, as we're all growing up. You try to teach kids. There's no I in team, right? We talk about that. You get to high school, you kind of can keep that in wraps. you get to college level, I'm sure you've seen some crazy stuff at the college level, and you get to NFL and you got these guys. I mean, I was definitely uptight with a couple players this year, their leadership skills in the NFL, as far as, not being true leaders or not getting their way, that type of thing. Aaron Rodgers was one of them.
You love Aaron Rodgers.
Playing for the Jets, I mean, the Jets are the Jets, but when you're the quarterback and you basically give up on your team halfway through the season, you think it's everybody else's fault and not yours. I have a little bit of problem with that. So, I guess my point is, you could see where there would be a lot of other players and other kids that would be very upset that, this other guy's coming in making all this money, and I'm on the team. I'm blocking for this guy, So, but I definitely can see how that would be an issue coming up.
Favorite Mexican place in the Immokalee?
Oh man,
there's some really good ones.
I'm trying to. I really haven't been around as much like in Immokalee since I kind of left or went away.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I couldn't.
You get out there much?
Not a lot. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I've probably I would say, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times a year, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the best thing growing up in Immokalee? Because I know it's tough.
The work. The work really was the best thing, because it gave me that work ethic that I needed. I mean, when I walked on, at University of Miami, I mean, I was 173 pounds, soaking wet, had never lifted weights, in my life. And so when they threw me into that and I started lifting weight, I mean, I was tough enough to to stick with the program and not give up, because I'd worked in the fields. And, Dad's like, we got to load this truck. It's not about, it's an option. It's got to get loaded. So I knew I was a finisher, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, in like 90 days, I went from 173 to 195 pounds and solid muscle and everything else. So I think just being in that environment,
of course,
that work ethic was built in me from a young age.
Yeah, I don't think it's by accident that Immokalee's produced so many great NFL players and athletes. It's the mindset, it's the work ethic, and growing up there. So I definitely think that's a part of it. Any after effects from playing football for so long, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I mean, I did. I mean, I had pretty much what ended my career was major injuries. I blew my knee out. Had an ACL lateral collateral surgery on my knee. And
because back then in the 80s and even 90s, if you tore your ACL, your career was pretty much over. Now guys sometimes come back the same season. They show the scar difference from doing the surgeries back then. Scar of like a tennis ball, now it's like can't even see it. It's amazing.
Right,
obviously,
yeah. I just missed, like, when I did mine, I think the whole how they do the knee, how they would fix it changed, I think, about 3 years later. So it was like they went to using patella. What they used to do is take a piece out of your patella tendon to make a ligament, and now they just get a ligament from a cadaver instead and put that in. So it's much less scar tissue, much easier rehab, because they're not in there cutting your knee apart.
Right.
So yeah, that's what makes, because I know there's plenty of running backs that have had multiple knee surgeries.
Yeah, back then, if you had an ACL injury, especially as a running back, your career's over.
Yeah, and that was pretty much.
I mean, Saquon Barkley, I think's torn his ACL. I could be wrong. I know he's torn at least once, but possibly twice. And had an unbelievable season last year. And two, talk about playing the AstroTurf. Back then was a lot. It's not around anymore. Now it's artificial grass or real.
You guys
grass.
said carpet on cement.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Am I right?
Yeah. And you played in the RCA Dome, which I heard had some of the worst turf. I mean, Veterans Stadium, Philly, RCA.
Philly was.
I heard
Philly bad. Philly bad.
Yeah. You know how many careers ended on Philly's turf? There's a lot of knees that got tore up at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia.
I mean, it was literally like the seams weren't even like level. You like trip over a seam in the
running in the end zone. Seam, he's down. But you literally hit the pavement on that, or hit the concrete.
Oh,
yeah, it's hard. Like basically
Astrodome, I heard, had real tough turf too.
Yeah.
When the Oilers used to play there. Who was the toughest linebacker that you faced in terms of just tackling, hitting, that someone that sticks out? Because I would think in your era, maybe like a Mike Singletary, Seth Joyner come to mind, but linebacker, just when he hit you, it just was not pleasant.
Trying to think.
Or you can't remember him.
Yeah, right. I got hit so many times. I don't know. I really didn't.
It was not a guy that would be like.
Yeah, I was. I don't know if you say cocky
in the
or whatever.
zone.
Yeah, but I really didn't like.
Because you can't have that mindset. Oh, I'm scared of this linebacker.
Right.
Yeah.
I do remember in Pop Water though. When I was in Pop Water, I'd be like, "Holy shit! I hope that guy don't tackle me," and I'd be like running.
Right. Yeah, I mean the bigger guys, I would try to make them miss.
Yeah.
And I say the bigger guys. I mean, my rookie year in the NFL, I was like 205, so all the linebackers were bigger than me. But
but 205 back then for a running back was a pretty decent size. Now
Yeah.
220s probably not the norm, but it's common. But back then, if you were 200 plus pounds, you were a bigger running back.
Right. Yeah. So I just playing at Miami, we our confidence level was really, really high no matter who we played, and that carried with me into the NFL. So there was no player. It was like I was always watching their film and figuring out how I was going to win, versus saying having some kind of a fear of this guy or that guy. To be quite honest.
And think about the talent level Miami's produced, but just from the running back standpoint, you got yourself, Willis McGahee, Edgerrin James, Clinton Portis, Frank Gore. I mean, just an unbelievable plethora of running backs. I think it is running back so big Miami Hurricanes guy, obviously.
Yeah, I always liked the Canes because one of the reasons why, because I was in the Air Force in 1986. Today marks 39th year since I went, and I was at Homestead Air Force Base, and we would connect in Kendall on the Metro, and for $5, they give us tickets to the Canes game at the Orange Bowl.
Okay.
And I didn't have no money. I'm like, I'm going to a Canes game. So I constantly did that. The 86 through actually it was 88 through 90. So some good years there. And always a U fan. And still to this day, I'm like,
Orange Bowl.
It was a pretty good season this year. It started out really good and kind of
usually does
tipped off at the end. But
So you were in the Air Force?
I was in the Air Force at the time. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? My brother was there at the same time you were there.
Really?
My older brother, yeah.
No
he was
kidding.
at Homestead Air Force Base.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, Albert. That's a good little. Yeah, I was in the Air Force. I was built bombs, and we stored them right there at the base at Homestead Air Force Base.
Yeah, he was in corrosion control, but he used to manage the bowling alley.
Okay.
At
Corrosion
Homestead.
control and manage. Yeah, that was pretty. Homestead was great. Tell us a little bit about. I love Immokalee. I got a chance to work out there at the sheriff's office. We have mutual friends with Andy Prisco, but I worked in Immokalee a lot with the kids in Immokalee. I love the kids in Immokalee. I always thought, number one, they were tougher than our kids. I coached at Naples High, and I said, listen, guys, we're going to Immokalee. And it doesn't matter. Records don't matter. Nothing. I think the kids in Immokalee definitely had a chip on their shoulder when they played the kids from Naples.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I do agree.
Yeah. And you guys whipped our ass a lot. It didn't matter. Just tough kids.
Yeah.
Did you play high school football?
Yeah,
all the way through?
Yeah, I played 2 years at Immokalee. I grew up more in Central Florida.
Okay.
But we would come down and work in Immokalee during the season. But I really grew up around Ocala area.
Okay.
Just south of Ocala. But my last 2 years of high school, I finished at Immokalee.
We want you to be from Immokalee. We love the Indians,
yeah.
right?
Oh, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
No.
Immokalee, tough. And proud to be from there, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sal Glade, the same thing. And some great ball players.
Yep. Yeah, I was born in Naples, and then first grade in Immokalee, and then we kind of moved away, and then came back at high school.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean the work ethic that you learn, it can take you a long way.
Yeah, and the kids out there really appreciate everything, and me working out there and seeing that, and the families that work hard, and that gets overlooked a lot of times, I think. And one thing I will say though, I think the last 10 or 15 years, the community, or probably the last 20 years, the Naples community with the Pace Center for Girls, all the different things, migrant farm workers out there, that they really identify that, hey, if we can help Immokalee out, let's do that. So I think that's good. And I will tell you, like you've had some of the best principals in the high schools out there, Jerry Primus, and goes on and on and on. And just amazing out there in Immokalee. Do you have any stories about Immokalee when you were out there that you'd like to share, or just some things that come up?
I mean, it was, I guess, just stories from like, the working and stuff.
Yeah, just the working and the hard, and maybe, getting your uniforms ready for practice, and, playing against the kids from Naples that have maybe the new equipment, that type of thing.
Yeah, it was more so like, I mean, when I played, when I was there, our O-line, we didn't have a bunch of really big kids, to be quite honest. And so it was always, we were kind of underdogish when we came to play Naples or Lely or any of the bigger schools, Fort Myers, Green Wave. I mean, I remember my senior year, we played like, Fort Myers, Green Wave, and, we're in warm-ups, and, my team, we're looking at them, and like they all got beards and mustaches and everything else, and we're like, clean face.
Right.
We're like, I'm looking at my O-line, and I'm like, I'm trying not to let my O-line even look at these guys. They're gonna be, done. And it was literally like, there was no game other than when I blew out my knee in the NFL that I took more of a beating than, I mean,
I believe it.
That's great.
Everything was a, lookout block,
Right, yeah.
Look out, Albert. Because they weren't blocking anyone.
Look out.
Yeah. But I stayed in the game for the whole game until the very end. Coach finally was like, let me get him out before he gets hurt. But get the backup in there. But that was probably like one of the worst games ever for me so far as getting beat up.
I'm sorry. What was your most memorable college game that you remember playing?
The national championship game.
Championship.
We played Nebraska in the national championship.
Who was number one at the time, I believe.
They were number one. They were like, beating teams with like, it was like basketball scores, to be quite honest.
In that triple option, yeah.
And we had some games like that too. I mean, we scored 56 points in some of our games as well. But it was like they had the Outland Trophy winner, the Heisman, all these accolades even before the game. Even before we even had the game. So they were picked to beat us by like, I think it was 17 points or something to that effect. And we literally were like, we had them in the first quarter, 17-zip, beating them. And I think we kind of like, you see these teams sometimes they like pull back, slow down the offense because, we got a 17-point lead. Yeah, they get too conservative.
Yeah.
And then Nebraska came back and actually went ahead of us. And then we end up, I ended up scoring. I scored like the last touchdown for us to get us the national championship.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, Nebraska.
How's that feel?
Oh, it felt great, man. It was like, I mean, that game was so hype. I mean, I felt like, when we came out the tunnel, it was like my feet weren't even touching the ground. I was so excited. And the whole team was like that. I mean, we were really hyped up and ended up winning the game, and it was just crazy. They did like an onside kick to try to get the ball back, and I ended up jumping, on the onside kick, and it was just like a Rudy moment.
A Rudy moment. That's good.
Amazing.
That's good.
Yeah, the Nebraska team had Irving Fryer, who ended up going number one overall. Tom Rathman, who had a standout career. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they had.
Can you stump him for us? Come on, man. You got to help me out.
E.B. Green.
See, his era is going to be before mine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 80. It's more 80s, right? Who was the play?
E.B. Green.
I don't. What era is that?
I got him.
Yeah, no.
You got it. You can shoot
remember,
the range.
Remember, it was 95.
You got it.
Yeah, we'll give him the Alamo.
Anything like 95 and up.
95
and up. Something, currently.
That's Edgerrin James, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying that's in that E.B. Green. He played with Evan.
Did he?
The Colts.
Oh, E.B. Green.
You got him.
No, you got me then.
You got him.
You got
Hold
me.
on, wait. We got a little.
Yeah.
You got to get that.
Green.
Played at Florida State. Played at Destin High School.
Okay, no, you got
Destin.
Yeah, Destin. Played at Destin. So I think we got to bring it up. That he goes
you got it. You had to name a Florida State guy. Why'd you have to do that? We don't talk about them.
We got a few people on here watching.
And speaking of Florida State, any Larry Love stories you can tell on
Larry. You know Larry Wilcox
Larry
for
well,
sure, right?
Yeah.
You know Larry?
Larry Wilcox, yeah.
The Yeah, I mean, I know Larry, but I got introduced to him like recently through my cousin.
Okay,
my cousin and him are pretty tight, and so politically.
Yeah, because you're I don't know if you want to talk politics or not, but
I don't care.
I know you're pretty open about where your stance is, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I
conservative guy,
absolutely,
yeah,
big conservative
Republican, but I mean, I vote more about what's good for me and my family and what I think is good for the country.
Sure.
I mean, that's really D or
you vote for the person, not the party.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm voting for the person.
How do you think Trump's doing his first 100+ days?
Oh my, phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
A+.
Absolutely, for sure.
He's shaking it up, right?
He's definitely
shaking it up. I'm a big
Operation Warp Speed,
big Trump fan.
Operation Warp Speed.
Yeah, and I can't keep up with him, and nobody else can. I mean, I look at him like I go to bed like around 11:30 every night. I watch the news. I'm like, that guy's day is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy,
amazing.
like his day. And he's just jumping things out. He doesn't forget. Like a lot of people think, he's just talking about it. He goes back and he goes back. He goes back. He goes in. And I think he really spends a lot of time with people, from my understanding. And Byron Donalds is a friend of Patrick's as well. And I like to call him someone I know enough about. And Byron tells some stories about him, Donald Trump stories, that like he will talk to like kids and sit down and spend time with them and have a meaningful conversation, not just like, hi kid, how you doing?
Mm-hmm.
It's so just that type of guy.
And then remember, if he sees him a year or two later, he'll be like, hey,
And nobody, even people that do not like him, if they have an opportunity, from my understanding, to sit down at a table with him, by the time they leave the table,
they like him.
They like him.
Yeah,
they like him.
Yeah,
that's a skill.
Maybe Rachel Maddow needs to have a sit down with him. Maybe he can win her over.
A few people do.
Yeah, through Larry and Byron Donalds, I was able to go over to Mar-a-Lago and get a chance to meet with them and,
that's awesome.
And shake his hand and say a few words with him.
So you know more about it than I mean, get a chance to do that. So I definitely like to have that opportunity.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's good. Tell us a little bit about what it was like being a rookie in the NFL. And we just got a few more minutes left, but this is to have an opportunity like to have you here and talk about this stuff. This is great. Most people don't.
And real quick, I would think, I don't know, I'm not gonna. Someone could fact check me, but you're probably the first guy from Collier County to make the NFL.
I could be. There might be one other guy that was a couple years before me, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And before we go any further, I'm gonna request right now. I have a podcast, so I definitely want you to come on my podcast.
Okay.
So he'll get you at some point, but it's gonna be after me, right? Because he like no.
Well, it's your studio.
So yeah, good.
I'll come on your time.
No, but so yeah, tell us a little bit about. Love to have you on podcast, but tell us a little bit about like that rookie season in the NFL. You start seeing some of these people you've been watching before, and then you start playing against them, and you tell us how that all went.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. I mean, I went to the USFL first, and the reason most guys, the top name guys, I mean, we were getting paid more.
Yeah, real quick, think about USFL for those couple of years. The guys that went through there: Reggie White, Herschel Walker, Ricky Jackson. I mean,
took all big contracts.
I mean,
big contracts.
Top guy, Steve Young.
Absolutely. Yeah, because it were better deals. Like back then, even if you were a first round pick, it was like you didn't get like guaranteed money. Whereas in the USFL, they were giving guaranteed contracts. As long as you showed up, you were going to get paid.
You know who kind of started that, and then thanks to this person, NFL rookies starting in big contracts, Donald Trump.
Yeah,
because the USFL, and he gave Herschel Walker a huge contract and started the trend of paying guys out of college.
Yeah, completely changed it. You know, because there was another option for guys. So back in the day, it was like the NFL was like, you can play for us, so you can go, go work for UPS or whatever.
Right. Right.
So this is what we're going to pay you. So it was. I mean, so I played 2 years in the USFL, and then I came back to the NFL. I had like 1,000-yard season rushing in my second year in the USFL. So I came to the NFL like with some
pretty
status.
much you clout. You had some
with
clout.
Some status.
Yeah.
And the running back that was there had gotten injured like a week before I ended up signing with the Colts. But I was there for like a week learning the plays. I mean, people don't understand. Like an NFL football playbook is about 3 inches thick. So
Crazy.
you know, you're trying to learn all of that, and then so I was literally like thrown into the fire. Like after like 1 week with the Colts, you're like, oh, Albert, you're starting, starting running back this week, and I'm like, what? Literally, like I was like, how can I be the starting running back? I barely know the plays. I don't know the audibles. I'm going to get our quarterback killed. I'm having this discussion with the head coach, and I think I pissed him off. He was mad that I didn't want to start. But I'm like a team guy, so I don't want to get out there and look, like a clown.
Put somebody in a bad spot.
Or put someone in a bad spot to get injured or whatever. So I was like, no. So really, because I declined to be the starting running back that week, it was like he never,
gave you opportunity.
Who was the coach back then?
So ended up Rod Dowher. So he the rest of the time that he was there, he didn't have me as a starter. I was, playing backup. But it was still, I mean, being in the NFL, and I mean, I remember my rookie year, it was, when the Bears won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm
the
up
fridge.
I'm
the
at
fridge.
I was kickoff return, right? Speaking about the fridge. So I see,
love these stories.
Kickoff return is like, I'm looking at, they're, all straight across in the line. Those are going to come down to come after me, right? And I'm seeing this huge person on the field. And I'm like, who is that? Like, how, because, normally, kickoff return, you're going to have athletes.
Yeah.
You don't have like a big lineman guy.
Right.
And this guy was so huge. I was like, I don't know who's going to tackle me, but he's not going to tackle me. He's too big to hit me. And, so it was a lot of fun. But also, Walter Payton was one of my, big idols.
Of course,
and I'm like, every time the offense is out there, I'm like staring, I'm standing up right at the sideline trying to look and see Walter Payton and everything he did. Because I used to I had a film where it had like Walter Payton, Gale Sayers, O.J. Simpson, the top 5, running backs that I used to watch before, just to get hyped up before, the game. So every night, we got a game tomorrow. I'm going to be watching that in my room the night before to get hyped up to go play.
Absolutely, yeah. And playing with Eric Dickerson had to be pretty.
Yeah, it was.
Even though it was a competition, so probably at the time it was extremely competitive. But looking back at it, you played probably one of the 10 greatest running backs of all time.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He was, absolutely one of the best ever.
Yeah, and ahead of his time.
And I stole his stiff arm because he was really good at stiff arming people to keep people away from him, and I definitely picked up on that. And as it was just a part of playing at that level, playing with the guy, and we helped each other because they were both of us were on the field at the same time because the third year of us playing together, they put us on the field at the same time. I was as a H-back and he was running back, and it really,
H-back, that position doesn't exist.
Yeah, right. Doesn't exist anymore.
What college did Eric Dickerson go to? Jim, want to take a stab at it?
I don't know.
You remember SMU?
I
with Craig James,
Yep.
Pony Express,
absolutely.
Yeah. But
good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you wanted to finish with anything, and if we had any slides.
We got a couple things. Just some, just a couple news stories, but not a whole lot. But it's great to have. You got to have
legend,
Albert
239 legend, Hurricane, Miami Hurricanes Hall of Famer. Oh, let me get your thoughts on this one because this has gone viral.
Let me bring it up.
For whatever reason,
keep me up to speed on this one.
I mean, it's the most talked about thing on the internet apparently.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy.
Who would win 100 men versus one gorilla? I want to know what Albert Bentley thinks. 100 men. It could be, I guess, 100 UFC fighters.
You go first and see. You know what I mean? It's like,
well, there's going to have to be like 5, 6. One for the.
How do you do? Like, who's the first 5 get their ass kicked?
Kamikazes.
Then who's going in next? That's what I'm saying. Be like, hey, go try it.
Distract them.
That's a really good. I think the gorilla.
I think so too. Yeah. Unless you found out just all. I don't like if you had 100 Tito Ortizes. You think you can?
There's like no way. I mean, this.
Thing, I mean, Gorilla's got freaking. ridiculous strength. So.
Oh my God, yeah. And then the teeth and everything. I mean, they have teeth like a dog, so they can bite you as well.
Yeah.
And the strength. Look at
The
that.
strength,
It's just
they-
muscle. All
they-
muscle.
it's all-
And the speed.
Yeah.
And
I
the
just
agility.
saw like it was this thing. What was it? It was like 10 everyday guys against 2 MMA fighters.
2 MMA fighters.
And they wiped them.
Oh,
10
yeah.
guys
That
out.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wiped the 10 guys out like hardly any issue whatsoever. So I'm thinking he's going to be like an MMA guy. So 100, I would not want to be one of those 100 guys.
No. Like I said, you go first. What's the consensus?
The gorilla.
The gorilla.
Yeah.
Almost every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's actually.
What if you have weapons like baseball bats and nunchucks? You think
If you got
you might
You
have a
baseball
but-
bats. I think men would have a chance.
man will have a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, Lois asked, did you
ever
play against
Yeah. Yeah. I'll let you answer it.
in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the NFL.
Yep.
Fort Myers legend. Went to Florida State, but we don't hold that against him. But the greatest cornerback of all time, Deion Sanders. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
I can't.
Ex-49er, won a Super Bowl with the 49ers.
He created the phrase "shut down corner."
Shut down 1,000%.
He shut it down.
The Islander, you did not throw on that side of the
just
field.
Leave that alone and go over there.
And his swag too was like he mind game the whole time. Still like it. Still doing it, right?
Yeah.
He still does it.
Absolutely.
That's a good question. Thanks, Lois. Yeah, that was good. But yeah, real quick for the comments. Anybody who would win? Man versus gorilla. I think without a doubt.
100 men versus gorilla.
Yeah, 100 men. I think the gorilla would just go through them.
Just one by one. It's freaking.
Yeah, it's going to be broken skull, broken ribs.
Yeah, you're talking about deaths, not even. Yeah.
Broken.
Yeah, there's just no way you're gonna do it. I mean, like I said, who's crazy enough to even try it? One thing. I guess if you had a plan, what would your plan be?
Well, everyone has. It's like when you fight Mike Tyson. They always say everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth by Mike Tyson. That plan goes out the window. Now, Drew Stewart maybe could take the gorilla, but that's about it.
Drew Stewart, yeah.
Maybe Patrick.
Yeah, maybe.
I didn't say it.
Let's talk about this a little bit. Have you ever been to a Buc-ee's before, Albert?
Well,
they're kind of like up on the interstate. Is this
no?
the
This
Buc-ee's?
is
Oh,
different.
I'm sorry.
This is Ave Marie.
This is the Ave Marie.
Which Albert could talk about because
I'm sorry.
Growing up in Immokalee, there was no Ave Marie. It was a tomato field basically, right?
Yep.
And now they've hit a milestone. How many homes they have up there? But
I think they're building up so many. I mean, I know for a fact that they were doing on a monthly basis. They were doing, I think, 50 or 60 homes a month for a while out there, and I think they come out to like 5,000 residents.
And now they got all kinds of stuff in there, Dunkin' and Cold Stone and shops and stuff.
I've been out there. I actually I have 3 girls. They played basketball, and my baby daughter, she came after she graduated high school. She came to live with me for a while, so we coached one of the private schools in Naples for the girls basketball together, and that was my first.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking, she was playing. Yeah, you were keeping an eye on her.
That was my first experience going out to Ave Maria because that was one of the teams that we had to play, and I was like, blown away because it's like a stone's throw from my house. I mean, I used to live like where the casino is in Immokalee. I mean, literally, I could throw a football across the fence into the casino from where I grew up in Immokalee. So to go back and then see Ave Maria, this whole big community that's built, and it's really nice, beautiful homes, beautiful atmosphere and everything else. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I will say that Immokalee has definitely reaped the benefit of Ave, and then obviously because Immokalee is different than it was even 20 years ago. I mean, absolutely. I remember working out there, it was a lot different. Yeah. And then they've reaped some of those rewards, and they've done a lot themselves to make things a lot better out there too. But yeah, so Ave Maria hits a milestone. NCH is coming out there. They've got Dunkin' Donuts.
Now you're official.
Lido's Pizza, Sunshine's Hardware.
Yeah, you got everything.
And my favorite place though, you did ask. I like La Rosita, and then La Rachita, Mexican place, and then Lozano's is like an always
El Taquito.
El Taquito is good, yeah.
El
Taquito. Is it La Rosita? losing my mind here.
Well, yeah. I think that was a place by the man.
Yeah, that was over on the East Trail.
That
Yeah,
was a different part of town.
Yeah, different part of town.
Yeah.
But we used to go, there's always, it's a good food. I go to the farmers market, the Pinhookers over there.
For $9.
Yeah, New Market.
That was so and get the elotes too for $1.
Elotes, coming out.
I always stop in there when I do go out there just to get some fresh stuff.
Yeah, you get it fresh and cheap. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. What do we got? Costco. We'll skip.
Costco. We always have a little Costco thing. Krispy
How about this?
Kreme?
Krispy Kreme stock plunges as they've paused on it, coming out to more McDonald's. So there won't be Krispy Kreme.
So they were going to actually roll into McDonald's. And
I think they did a couple, and they were
going
to roll out to eventually all of them, but that's not going to happen in the near future. And then shout out to our guy Velko and at Sales and the Butcher is going to be opening up 2 new restaurants, a exclusive French restaurant and a Japanese sushi place, I believe. So
that looks nice.
Yeah, Sales. You ever been to Sales?
I haven't.
Best brunch in America.
Down on Fifth Ave, but
okay.
It's a great place, and he's a good friend of the
show
team here.
Yeah,
good friend of the team.
Yeah,
I'm just going through a couple of these slides. Trader Joe's.
Yeah. Love Trader Joe's. You like Trader Joe's?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big Trader Joe's fan.
Let's go through these. They say these 7 foods at Trader Joe's are better than
any restaurant.
I got to try these.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. The frozen foods at Trader Joe's, they're phenomenal. They really are good. You're like, wow, how is this frozen at a grocery store? I've had the teriyaki chicken. I haven't had the vegan pad thai. I haven't had the chicken bowl. The orange chicken's probably my favorite there. The orange chicken at Trader Joe's, if anyone has not tried it, highly recommend. So is the beef and broccoli tastes almost as good as P.F. Chang's, which I think has really good beef and broccoli. So
that's good. That's really good. Yeah, so you got a little bit of that.
And then this is for the Green Bites.
Okay.
A cookie order.
Okay.
So they get 30% off the entire order. Yeah, I just put that up. Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you go. If you go to Green Bites, make sure you use the code 239LIVE. And that's good. I'm going to go back because we forgot a few sponsors, Pat.
Sure.
I just want to make sure we get everybody.
Get everyone in.
We'll just do some live reads.
Yeah, T Clinics USA. Shout out to Jeff Delaney and the Viva Weight Loss. Love Jeff, obviously a client. And he does one of his many podcasts that he has, but he does one of them here at Studio 239, which all your podcast needs, you can hit us up as well. Whether you want to shoot a podcast or reels, we'd love to have you part of our family. But Jeff Delaney, a great supporter, not only of 239 Live, but just also sponsor Politic and Gyro Larry Love, and just does a lot of great stuff in the community. And love T Clinics. Can't say enough good things about them.
They're doing good things for you, too.
Yeah, they are.
Things for you. Then also we have Paradise Lights.
Corey Adams.
Yeah, Corey Adams. Holiday and outdoor lights.
Yeah, did a great job at Lois Boland's house. That really turned out great.
Amazing stuff. And then I talked to Lois today, and she says that Corey calls her regularly to
check
up.
Yeah, that's really cool. Right. She said unbelievable customer service. Just reachable. If needs anything, add anything on. Always reachable. So that's all you can ask for. So give Paradise Lights a shout.
Big shout out. And then obviously to Self-Fit.
Yep.
Get your Self-Fit at getselffit.com. One of these a day. I've been on it for just about 30 days now, and I feel pretty good. Feel pretty strong.
Nice.
And this medium shirt is getting a little bit better. It's fitting me a little bit. Like Albert, he just like has that laugh. He's like, these guys are crazy.
Yeah.
Albert's like, but Albert, I want to thank you so much for coming on. It was kind of like a quick one to give you a call, quick notice. You're always welcome. I love it. And then I definitely want to get you on the 239 Uncensored podcast. I know Patrick will get.
As soon as he comes on Politics.
Yeah, right. When he goes, Larry Loves.
There's a Mockley guy. We got to stick together.
Yeah. Oh, you're in a Mockley now?
Larry, I'm down by law.
Yeah. But thank you so much. It's just a pleasure. Anytime you want to come on, anytime you want to share some information, you do anything with the public stuff that you want to push out there, or
anything you want to promote, plug?
No, not
okay.
Not
Okay,
good. I'm looking at some things to do, and including something like this. But
we're always there for you, and you're very good at what you do. And I know we have worked on some things in the past and talked about some financial stuff like that, and you're very good at that. So
I think Albert Bentley needs to have his own podcast.
Yeah, there you go, Albert Bentley. You mean you really have you? I mean, obviously, great information, great contacts, and so it's
great stories,
history.
Good stories.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Okay. Now we can close out the show.
Yeah, we always like
close
to
it, but
a little bit of tunes.
Today, if it's okay with you, Timmy G, I know you're going to get some music here to close us out, but we typically close out the show by giving Tim a couple seconds here too.
Would you on just a little bit of tunes?
A little bit, can we? So, or you don't want to get striked?
No, we're good. We got.
So we usually close out the show by pointing to the camera, Albert. But today I think we should.
Yeah, hold on, wait, I gotta jump in on this one.
You.
Everybody asking what they